We've got a dynasty of brewing. The Nick Saban-less Alabama Crimson Tide, ranked number 9 in the country, traveled to Pasadena to take on the Curt Cignetti-led Indiana Hoosiers, number 1 in the country. Let's react. All right, guys, here we are reacting to the Rose Bowl, my Indiana Hoosiers, my alma mater, where I did not play football. I just got drunk every night. Took on the Alabama Crimson Tide, storied program. Obviously, Saban's gone. Things have changed. The landscape has changed. Indiana's at the top now. So 1 seed versus, I believe, I'm not going to say the wrong number here, but a lower seed, right? I'm not a huge follower of college football, but of course I love football. We're going to go ahead and watch this, and I'm just going to get into it here. Obviously, if you're accustomed to the channel, we do a little bit of the beginning, catch the vibe, kind of go to the middle, jump around a little bit, and then watch the finish. In this case, I don't think it was a particularly close game, so we're just going to watch big moments, as many moments as possible.
Welcome to the Ram Trucks pregame. Pasadena, the sun be here.
Fernando Mendoza seems to be a great guy from everything I've seen of him. He went to the business school that I went to, and he's like a smart guy who's also the best quarterback in the country right now, which is absolutely insane if you think about it. It's hard to have the bandwidth to do both of those things. So let's go ahead and skip forward to the game.
Recent years. Alabama, also a veteran team, and they are certainly battle-tested coming out of the SEC. They lost to Georgia in that game, but 100 years ago today, the first ever Bama Bowl game and their first ever national championship, they knocked off Washington. Nick Saban, the first of his 6 titles in Tuscaloosa, came here against Texas on this field, not in a Rose Bowl game, and Kalen DeBoer in year 2 has Alabama peaking, he hopes, at the right time as they came off the camp.
Some good history there. Let's get into it here.
Thank you, Chris. L.T. Overton, one of the stalwarts on the defensive line, does return for Alabama.
Got the opening kickoff.
Time to kick it away, and we're about to see Mendoza and this Hoosier offense, the biggest stage this program has ever been on. Connor Talty to boot it away. Roman Hemby, excellent running back for the Hoosiers, is back deep. Here we go. And the line drive kick will sail.
Man, college football is awesome.
Out of the end zone, and the Hoosiers will start at the 25-yard line.
It was hard to be invested in college football for the past few years for me, given that Indiana was never really any good. I graduated in 2019, so 13-0, number 1 team in the country. I mean, boy, I might have to go to the next game here.
Mendoza from Cal to Indiana, Kirk, a quantum improvement. He's talked about getting the coaching of Cignetti and Shanahan and Chandler, how much he has improved. He's really the same regardless of the...
Mendoza, a lot of energy in his post games, man. He seems to be a great guy. Seems to be a really good kid, so I'm excited to see him. And, he'll be in the NFL next year, so it'll be fun to watch.
Situation, trailing, leading, and
Heisman Mendoza, as they say.
The team appreciates that steadiness.
Well, it's been incredible to watch in his first year. I know it's commonplace in a game today with his transfer portal, but took command.
I've watched Cignetti now on and off for about 2 years, and his approach is very... I mean, they're balanced across the board, it feels like. They're not, they're not... It's hard to pin an identity on Indiana besides fundamental and disciplined across the board. They're not massive. They're not going to run the ball down your throat, but they will establish the run. They will spread you out. You just have to be ready to respond to everything offensively.
The offense and became the face of this team.
22-year-old from Miami looking to throw in the first play, feels pressure, and the Tide will get a sack right away, and that's...
And they have a lot of productive players coming in from all over the place via the transfer portal, so he's done a good job adjusting to the era. He's been at this forever, so shout out to him. I have a shirt that says Cignetti, and it's like a Marlboro spinoff or whatever. I'm going to have to throw that on this week. But, I mean, yeah, man, I think that... That's awesome. That's great. That's a good brand of football to play. Alabama, of course, is coming in here from the SEC. They have some big dogs, some talent. That's kind of the whole MO in the SEC. size, speed, Southern football. And they're bringing that to Indiana here. I mean, not to Indiana physically, but to the Indiana Hoosiers. Sack off the bat.
Was emerged as the top pass rusher of this team.
Okay, if you've not watched Alabama, they've been playing a ton of zone and sitting back, not blitzing as much.
When you face a team from the SEC, you're going to be facing top-tier athletes. It's just that simple.
As you would think. I think the plan's going to change today because they want to make Mendoza uncomfortable. And the very first play, Kane Womack, the defensive coordinator, dials up both those linebackers and they get home.
It's the 19th time all season that Mendoza has been sacked. 2nd and 12. Handoff inside, and that's Hemby.
Just a play fake. I mean,
Tonight,
very complete.
chunk of yardage. He's one of the impact players here today.
Yeah, Hemby, we just saw the very
A lot of attention to detail on the Indiana side of things.
important. This team can run the football. They need balance. Omar Cooper, who made that sensational catch at the end of that Penn State game, number 3, obviously a guy to keep an eye on. Pierre, we just saw him on that first play, what he's capable of doing. Their best pass rusher, and Xavier Brown. They're going to play a lot more man-to-man. The corner's going to have to hold up on islands. He's down at the bottom there against the IU receiver.
Hoosiers, the number 1 offense in terms of third down conversions, 56%. Need 4. Mendoza harassed. 2 sacks for the Tide.
And they don't get that one. 3 and out with 2 sacks is not a good start to the game for the Indiana offense. It's a great start for Alabama. Bring the energy. But are you disciplined? You know, without Saban there, obviously you're less so. But are you going to be able to maintain this pace for the entire game and out-athlete people? In football, it's doable, right? But are you able to do that the whole game? They brought up a stat there. Highest third down conversion percentage in the nation Indiana had. I always like to point out when that happens, that usually means that you're ahead of the chains to begin with. That third down conversion stat is deceptive. It's not just, it's not just a stat that signifies how you perform on the down itself on third down. It also means that on first and second down, you're putting yourself in a position to convert third down, and you're matriculating. You're very methodical offensively. That's generally what that means. As well as that you have your plays, your go-to plays. The coaches know what they want to call on third down. When you're first in the nation at something, it's a combination of everything. And you're just elite. So that's something I wanted to call attention to, but that's great.
The opening series, that was Bray Hubbard. The aggression you just talked about as they get a little exotic there.
Yeah, and in fact, they created a little bit of confusion.
Bro, SEC football baddies might be the best breed, I'm not going to lie. Let me back this up. I wish they would back it up on me. No, I'm kidding. All right, anyway, never mind. Let's just keep going. I'm out of fucking control.
Bit late. Watch Hubbard right here. He ends up moving around. By the time he comes over, look up, he comes clean. You saw the back there, Hemby.
That was good schematically. I mean, they brought fucking everybody. He has guys down there too. It looks like everybody's got a step.
You stepped up to pick up the backer, but again, that's going to be the theme tonight.
When you're rushing 7 or whatever it is, you better get there.
Until Indiana proves that they can handle it, more pressure from Alabama.
Now, that's the kind of thing, like later in the game, are you going to be able to keep doing that? That's an element of surprise thing from Alabama. But if you keep doing that, then you're going to you're going to have the blitz replaced eventually, meaning that wherever the blitz is coming from, wherever the extra pressure is coming from, they're going to run a route, a slant, quick dot to that spot, and then he's going to turn it upfield and get 50 yards on your ass. So can you keep doing that? Dialing up the pressure like that. A lot of the times when you have a good quarterback you're going up against, you can't. It's not sustainable.
Boy, they have struggled all season, Kurt. We've seen them plenty to find a pass rush. It has suddenly arrived at the right time. No doubt. The last couple of games, Mitch McCarthy to boot it away. He seldom has punted this year as the Hoosiers offense has been so prolific. That's not one of his best. Got off the side of the foot and rolls out of bounds.
Man, not a good start for the Hoosiers here. 2 minutes in, you've burned the fact that you gained the advantage on the coin flip, and they now have great field position. You went 3 and out. Discouraging.
Near the Alabama 40. So Ty Simpson fully aware that this offense has struggled early in games. He's been hit a lot. He's been roughed up a bit. This Indiana defense, Kirk, has a habit of being ready from the first snap. They do something almost every game to set the tone for the offense.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that Alabama's got to see, and we mentioned in the open, the running game, they don't need to run a ton, but enough to make Indiana have to respect it. 71% of their offensive yards. Come through the pass, and the last two games, 95% through the air.
Empty backfield on the first snap, dealing with some crowd noise. This is a pro-Indiana crowd in Pasadena. Simpson has plenty of time.
Oh, yeah, you're going to get that in California. Indiana's got a lot of people coming in from all over the place for the business school and for other reasons, fraternity life. You got a lot of California, a lot of New York, a lot of Chicago, a lot of people from all over the place. I don't think that's the case in Alabama, really. You don't have, I mean, Alabama's probably more of a southern thing.
And now tries to create on the move.
Good pressure there.
He gets it away. Cuevas was in the area, but a good job by the coverage guys. As Landino got there to pressure finally one of your impact players.
I'm going Caden Proctor because of the importance of the offensive line playing well against the multiple looks of Indiana. Bernard, of course, very talented, probably most talented football player on the Alabama team, number 5. Landino.
There's a lot of lighter complexion on this Indiana football team. You know what that means? They listen to their coaches.
He's going to have to move around with Daly down, keep
hey,
an
man,
97.
look.
And Hardy, what a year he has had. A zero-star recruit early, went to Navy.
I'm kidding. It's a joke. Don't, look.
Transferred to IU. He's in the middle, number 21.
It's hard to pick 2 impact players in that defense. There's so many of them. And here's a catch on the perimeter. They want to get early touches for the electric Ryan Williams. He's brought down quickly by Jamari Sharp after a 4-yard gain.
And Bryant Haynes, I think one of the top young defensive coordinators in the game. Indiana locked him up to a long-term contract. And
I'm in. That's tough. I like that.
of course, Ryan Grubb trying to get some early completions, easy completions to get Ty Simpson settled into this game.
Third down's been a struggle for Alabama against Power 4 teams. Last 5 games, under 30% conversion. Here comes a late blitz underneath. It's the running back, Daniel Hill, who makes the catch and stretches for a first down.
They moved it. They kind of watched the stump movement. They're going to try to really affect the communication. Good job by the center, Brailsford. They just leaked him out. Little angle route, 4-on-4. Knew exactly where he needed to go to get that first down and is just able to extend to pick up the first down of the game.
Aiden Fisher, tremendous middle linebacker. He's the green dot that communicates with the sidelines. He was barely set when they snapped at that time, wasn't he? Simpson play action on first down, feels some pressure, and tries to create on the move, and it's a check down to Cuevas over there, who is starting the game, and that's a good sign for Alabama fans.
Yeah, Indiana took away
Indiana's creating some good pressure off and on.
the deeper routes, sitting back more in his own coverage. The thing that really surprised you if you've not seen Ty Simpson play is her mobility. Can move around within that pocket. Does a nice job that time of buying time and keeping his eyes downfield to find Cuevas to pick up some positive yards. But Indiana sat back, took all those deep routes away. It was really his only answer.
First 4 plays for Alabama, passes.
I call that the tight stack and one. I don't know what people obviously have different terms, and also there's more of a common way to refer to that. But I call that the and one. Anytime you have a bunch and one, that's what I call it. Tight end on the backside.
And now the first run. Hill has some space on the left side. Hurdles.
Boy, it does not look good for Indiana at the moment.
And picks up another first down.
We saw flashes of
3 and out plus matriculation by the opponent. Not good.
Hill in the game against Oklahoma, where he looked healthier. Now he's had another week and a half or so to be able to recover and continue. He's really known more as their power back. Jam Miller brings a little bit more quickness, but what a hole opened up there on the left side behind Caden Proctor.
Big 366-pound tackle. They believe they can perhaps overmatch a quick but smaller defensive front. This time they try the right side with no success.
Good stop.
The Tide's offensive line.
Look at the size, the size difference. Indiana isn't the biggest. These guys are 366, 332, 290. Brailsford the smallest but athletic, 324, 321, the true freshman. But Indiana makes up for it with a lack of size, with tremendous quickness in the scheme itself by a lot of movement with that defensive line. Their goal is to penetrate.
Right, and if you can penetrate using stunts and twists and stuff, and you can execute that well with timing and practice on the execution, you can overcome a lack of size. It makes you tough to guard. And the quickness that comes with the lack of size helps you in performing those. And if the opposition is just depending on physical talent, you can usually get them.
They want to get upfield to try to disrupt the offense's rhythm.
I wouldn't know, to be honest. I've never been on a sideline that was undersized or not the more talented group, I'll be completely honest with you. Throughout my playing days when I was in high school, up through high school, and even as a coach, I've generally only been part of very talented programs. So that's just the perspective that I have to admit that I don't have.
Let those linebackers, 21 and 4, clean it up.
Bama got to the line very quickly, so plenty of time to adjust what the Hoosiers were showing.
I tell you what, it's easy to coach when you have the best players. When you have the guys who are going to hit the hardest, run the fastest, juke people out of their shoes, it makes it very simple. You know what I mean? The scheme it's cool, right? You can test things out and shit, but at the end of the day, you just run a slot fade or you run whatever it is that you run, and you're going to win.
Simpson looking to throw
Oh, nice pressure.
Finds Hill behind the line of scrimmage, and he'll lose yardage. Devin Boykin closed him down, and they lose 4.
We talked about Hardy. He's a guy that really does a nice job of bringing pressure. He's able to get loose. This year he has 8 sacks.
71. My boy, you got to stop smoking weed.
On the year.
Let me take a look at this. That's bad.
They want to get upfield to try to disrupt the offense's rhythm and let those linebackers, 21 and 4, clean it up.
Bama got to the line very quickly, so plenty of time to adjust what the Hoosiers were showing. Simpson looking to throw quickly. Finds Hill behind the line.
I mean, he's got his assignment, but hey.
And he'll lose yardage. Devin Boykin closed him down, and they lose 4.
We talked about Hardy. He's a guy that really does a nice job of bringing pressure. He's able to get loose. This year he has 8 sacks on the year. You can see Simpson barely able to follow through. And what a play out there on the edge by the nickel. Boykin got off the block, able to make a tackle off of that in the backfield. Great play there.
Need 14 for a first down. Got to get a little bit closer to get comfortable field goal range for Connor Talty. Jam Miller now the back. Hoosiers are showing pressure. Don't bring it. Off the edge, a free runner. Simpson has to heave it downfield on the run.
Oh.
It's almost intercepted. Ryan Williams had to play DB to prevent the takeaway.
But we all
Good play, good play.
do without Daly to be able to get pressure. Well, this is zone pressure. You bring this, you drop here, creates.
I mean, look at the look. Messes with your free snaps, and you got somebody in coverage coming down too.
Fusion for Proctor.
Man, yeah, that's gonna fuck up your O-line for sure.
The left tackle. Luckily, Simpson's athletic, but watch the defensive play.
That's a good. I mean, Simpson's a good quarterback. It's a good quarterback play.
Well, we all wondered what could Indiana do without Daly to be able to get pressure.
And you save the day
Well, this
as a defense, because right here you're not really in field goal range.
is zone pressure. You bring this, you drop here, create some kind of doubt or confusion for Proctor.
And this is why I feel like you break down. You try to maintain, contain. They tell you not to run up the field. I mean, in this situation, you want the sack bad. You don't want to let him stand there and deliver. You want to get there. But
The left tackle.
if he gets outside, he can make something happen. And this is arguably more dangerous because this is now a broken play. So it's easier to scramble, and
Luckily, Simpson's
somebody's gonna get open and back there.
athletic, but
And low key, he's got one.
watch the defense.
So I mean, you know,
It's a play here by Ryan Williams, the receiver. At the end of that play, that comes close to being an interception, but he's able
good play.
to knock that football away from Ward.
And Ryan Williams, all 150 pounds of Ryan Williams, I don't know how much he did there.
Prevent the pick.
He just kind of dropped the pass, you know.
So Bama picks up a couple first downs, and now Blake Dowd will try to pin the Hoosiers deep.
All right, so we're going to jump forward here. Let's see what they're talking about at halftime here.
Holly?
Well, Coach, after a first series that was tough, some sacks and a punt, your offense have gained momentum. How have you been able to do that?
Well, the defense has come up with some good stops, some pretty good field position. We had a nice mix of the run and the pass there, and made
Yeah, characteristic.
some key plays. So, they came out early in the game all up. Blitz changed their presentation, threw us off a little bit. But, they get the ball first in the second half, and so still ball game.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Let's go to Chris with Coach DeWard. Coach, a similar hole for you.
Good mentality, yeah. Not taking anything for granted. 17-0. It's the playoffs, baby. Got to stay locked.
You need in the second half offensively to be able to extend drives.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, we've been in this spot before. We gotta come out of the locker room. You know, the momentum's not in our favor right now, but I know what our team's made of, and I know what the character is, so we'll come out fighting.
Also includes getting some stops. How would you assess the job that your defense has done?
Yeah, I mean, the last two of the touchdowns have come on shorter fields. You know, one of them's on me, obviously, and so just the decision on fourth down. But, you know, our guys, they're making them earn it, and they made a couple nice plays there. So we just got to keep playing. That's what our defense does.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
It's tough. You're down 17-0. I mean, I wonder how that happened after that first two series, right? But we'll.
Seasons, Alabama has not come from behind to win a game when trailing at halftime. Almost unbeatable when they have a halftime lead.
Wow.
A lot of work to do for the Crimson Tide as the Hoosiers lead it 17-0 at the break.
That just shows, right? To me, this is my opinion. This is not backed up by data in any way, but it feels to me as if in football games, most of the time, generally at large, the more talented team ought to be up. You know what I mean? The better team would generally be up at halftime. And, you know, discipline could bring the other team back into it, riding out the momentum. So,
You're watching the Rose Bowl game presented by Prudential.
I mean, in this case, I would say Indiana was the more disciplined and probably more talented team.
Report after these messages.
Here for this defensive front, great timing there to get up in the air and knock it away. Now another third down and long. They're 1 of 5.
So we keep forcing third and longs.
On third downs.
It's always a good sign.
Receiving core that the Hoosiers very respectful of, but no targets for lots of.
Yeah, right. They have some burners on the outside that Alabama does.
Brooks, who was huge in the playoff win over Oklahoma, a couple touchdowns, and Isaiah Horton also not yet targeted by Simpson. Protection holds up, long throw, it's Cuevas, but no chance. Not much after the catch for these Alabama receivers today.
No, they get you down. They've been doing Indiana's defense, the secondary, and the linebackers done such a great job. They're a great tackling team. So smart job there by the defensive coordinator, Bryant Haynes. Just rushed 4, sat back in zone, took everything away downfield, checks it down, and just makes a tackle in space.
So Alabama comes up empty. And Indiana will go back to work trying to build on this lead. I think any points from Indiana, like in this possession, and it becomes a real long shot for Alabama to climb back in this game. Dowd with the punt.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a 3-possession game right now. I think holding them to a field goal would do, but if they score a touchdown here, it's looking bad.
Brady drifts back. Coverage is good. Nice punt, but the Gunners sprinting down there. Brooks making the play. 50-yard boot. Holly?
Kurt Cignetti told his team in the locker room, listen, I'm sure that he's over there telling Alabama, we've done this before, come back from 17-0. But I'm telling you guys, it's 0-0 right now. Every single play in the second half matters. He says, we've got to get them off the field on this first series. They've done that. The other thing he said is we have got to win more one-on-one matchups in the second half. If we do that, we win this game. Kurt Cignetti with a great message to his team in the locker room.
He is not, well, he's one of those guys, he's from the Nick Saban school of just, like you say, 0-0, Holly, that do not fit.
Yeah, Saban was a menace, dude. From everything, I mean, I had never played for him or coached alongside him or under him ever, obviously, but, dude, like, he'd be screaming at guys up 60. It's about the standard, you know?
Take your foot off the
It's about your own standard. How are you going to perform on the next play, and the next play, and the next play?
gas. Continue to execute the way you did in the first half.
4 seasons under Saban.
It doesn't matter what the scoreboard says right now, right? It's habits, enforcing standards. And I like the Cignetti. Cignetti definitely does have that same vibe.
Listen, good in the 2009 championship season. And
good play by the running back. Wasn't really much there. He turned the corner, got a couple. That's a good running back play. He probably created a 4 or 5 yard swing right there.
Here and finished the job. And there are some similarities. If you're not familiar with Cignetti, you can Google him. But Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Can't Google.
Elon, they made the FCF playoffs. James Madison, obviously, they went from the FCS into the FBS, but a national championship there, and tremendous success in his first 2 seasons in Indiana.
An experience of going places where they didn't win, didn't have a history of winning, figured out how to win. So I think that's what has made him be able to figure this out so quickly in Bloomington.
He's a very gifted evaluator of talent. That's partly what he did for Saban as a recruiting coordinator.
My dog just walked into the room and fucking freaked me out, dude, because it's dark in here. Brody, come here. Brody!
It's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
That was 2 years ago. It's been played a lot, but he continues to win and continues to defy expectations. You just can't believe that an Indiana football team can be this good. Never quite seen a turnaround quite like this.
QB draw, first down,
It's not
nice.
just the number of wins, it's
Nice little play.
it's the things they're achieving. Beating Ohio State to win the Big Ten. Top seed in the playoff, and here they are handling Alabama at the moment as Mendoza scrambles for a first down.
Yeah, I think that.
Alright, I just cramped and had to like stop the camera. You gotta hydrate, bro. I shot 1,000 shots today on the shooting gun. Basketball. Yep, anyway.
That's a lead draw. I mean, watch the linemen get out in front. This is something that, again, they'll
Lead draw tough, yeah, lead blocker. Slithers his way through. And big quarterback, honestly, pretty big guy.
sprinkle in, especially in those 3rd and 2 to 5s. And,
Nice.
you know, again, it's not pretty, but it is very effective with
Skibby chat.
those long legs at 6'5", being able
That was a tism moment, chat.
to just use his vision. Just kind of finds room, good blocks downfield, gets behind him for first down yardage.
Black spun down. Yeah, most of the time you see him scramble, he's running kind of parallel to the line of scrimmage, getting around the corner. He's a couple times today become right up the middle, very effective.
Yeah, he has. And to your point about the Cignetti impact, I mean, they're 3-9 in 2023, worst record in the Big Ten, to the playoffs last year, to the #1 seed in Big Ten championship.
I mean, those are quantum leaps, right? This guy's building a fucking program. He's probably going to have a dynasty till he retires.
This year, and right now with a comfortable 17-0 lead over Alabama.
Mendoza on the move is being chased, but he's going to get away from Big Tim Keenan, get around the corner. Ball knocked to just as he stepped out of bounds.
Really multi-dimensional quarterback.
But that is a scramble into Bama territory, picked up 12 more.
Yeah, you know, we're talking about his legs being a factor. This time, right away, there's penetration with Tim Keenan. He's obviously going to be able to outrun him. Picks up a nice block by Nowakowski. And then because of the man coverage, he's able to just pick up. Once he got outside, those defensive backs have their backs to him, and he comfortably runs downfield for another first down. This has got to be frustrating for Kane Womack and the Alabama defense. Just cannot come up with any answers to get Indiana be off schedule, get him behind the sticks.
Pitch to the edge. This is Cooper at the touchdown late in the half. He is going to drag Red Oregon.
I want to watch Mendoza. I'm very interested in it. He's doing a good job distributing the ball and making plays, you know. I haven't seen him, like, make a ton of reads and thread the needle or anything like that. Like, super, super impressive quarterback plays yet, but he's doing a good job being a game manager and delivering, you know, running and executing with attention to detail.
They were not fully committed, let's be honest, at Indiana to success when Cignetti got there. He needed some assurances. You know, Tom Allen, an excellent coach, but they were kind of caught off guard by the whole NIL portal. Would you agree? They weren't committing resources anywhere near what they are now.
Yeah, I think it's a very different approach. Tom Allen had some great moments, especially the COVID year in 2020, but things started to slide, and when Cignetti came in, I think there was a much bigger commitment from the university making football a priority.
Just continues to do what he's done all season long. Bounce off people.
It feels like Alabama, it's just strange to see. They're just existing. They're just out there. Nobody's penetrating. Nobody's playing with any fire. They're just, it's almost like they feel defeated. Like there's nothing we can do. Nobody's making an impact player.
Talent's got to meet discipline, you know.
Not even trying to.
And mental toughness.
Hands on their hips. They're just.
Saban did a hell of a job of taking these southern athletic-ass kids. It's tough to do, though.
Kind of out there.
There's serious urgency here. They better be more than just existing at the moment. Because if Indiana builds up.
Because, dude, the thing is with kids like this, right? And I've been around a lot of different type of athletes, and people who thrive on their talent tend to quit way more easily When shit doesn't go their way, man, it's time to get a job at Amazon, man. Pack it up. They don't understand the concept of hard work and improvement, right? It's just like, it's like, nah, you was never like that. You not that nice. Like, that's literally how people think, bro. Like, it's either a lot of kids with a lot of talent from certain situations, they just think that it's a static thing. Like, you're either born with it or you're not, which is the case, and to a large degree, that's true, actually. But, you know, obviously hard work makes a huge difference, and putting in the work.
This lead, another potentially time-consuming drive as Hemby picks up a couple here. The protection spotlight presented by Prudential. Protection was not good early on. A couple of quick sacks by Alabama. It's improved since.
Oh, man, it really has. They've settled in. The offensive line, which has been a strength all year long. And I think the difference from who they...
When you're not that talented, you tend to have been punched in the face many, many times before. You just don't give a fuck. You'll be down, and it's like, fuck it. We ball.
A year ago,
you know what I'm saying?
This year, the combination of these two backs, Hemby and Black, 120 combined rushing yards.
These two backs, him being black, is that what he said? What the fuck, chat? Let me see what he just said, bro.
Protection was not good early on. A couple of quick sacks by Alabama. It's improved since.
Oh, man, it really has. They've settled in. The offensive line, which has been a strength all year long. And I think the difference from who they were a year ago to who they are this year, the combination of these two backs, Hemby and Black, 120 combined rushing.
Him being black. Obviously, you misspoke. That's just funny.
Which is set up opportunities like this on their play-action game to Charlie Becker, their vertical threat. They've just been, after that opening drive, it's been them dictating things really on both sides of the football.
Mendoza scanning, and once again will take off. Goes right up the middle.
Nice play.
Frustrating again, whether it's a design run or a scramble, he picks up 8 more.
Yeah, well, I want you to watch the left guard just to give you an idea of the energy and the attitude here in protection. Watch Drew Evans. You need some help.
Look at that. If 71 had done that earlier, man, they wouldn't have had that terrible 3rd and 14 near pick. Alabama wouldn't have.
And then, you know, everybody.
But that's the difference. You got your head in the game versus you just are standing around.
Covered downfield. At one point, they're going to realize at 15, the Heisman Trophy winner, he can run. You know, you might want to account for him because he's taken off and getting yards. A lot of times just off schedule and creating, but there's no eyes on him, so he just sees grass and he's taking it.
3rd and 1, looking to throw. Launching to the end zone.
Oh, and that'll do it. Sayonara, Alabama. Goodbye. Take a hike. See you next season. 24-0. Sheesh.
54-yard strike.
And these spoiled ass fans, man, they're not used to that. Come on. I'm not going to say Alabama has spoiled fans. Obviously, they're used to greatness, but I don't know that they're, like, spoiled. Pittsburgh Steelers fans, that's, like, spoiled. You know what I mean? Oh, we didn't win the Super Bowl season 1. Like, fire the coach, dude. Like, that's, you know, that's, you got, there are fan bases that are spoiled. I don't think that, I don't know, Alabama doesn't give me that vibe, but who knows?
And the Hoosiers hammering away on Alabama.
Definitely not used to that, though.
So, you run it, you scramble, and at some point, they
Tongue emote by Hayes Mendoza.
done it all year. Mendoza's going to find a one-on-one matchup to one of his guys. This time it's Surratt.
By the way, I invented the tongue emote. I don't want anybody to ever say that Flight invented the tongue emote. I invented that shit and Flight stole it. He's a fucking bitch. And I will smack him if I ever see him in person, I swear to God.
One against the true freshman Lee. A slant and go. Isolated one-on-one. Perfect route. Beat him by about 5 strides. And an easy throw for Mendoza for the touchdown.
I invented that in Bloomington, actually, when I was tweaking.
Yeah.
They've had short fields in their first 2 touchdown drives.
But this
24, we're just going to jump forward and watch one last bit and call it a day. Because clearly this game is not suspenseful. But the reaction is still that, holy shit. I mean, yeah, look, hey. When the SEC comes knocking and you beat them 37-3 and send them packing, now you're talking about a national championship team, all right? And Alabama's not the best team in the SEC this year, but let's see. Let's see what happens. We got a couple rounds left. I think this Indiana team is fucking legit, man. And they play football the right way, let me tell you.
And Lanning watching
These guys are not the biggest, not the strongest, but they will fucking whoop you.
this game. I know he's already seen them, but the Hoosiers are going to be real. A lot of confidence.
Big Ten showdown in SEC country. 5 different Hoosiers have scored touchdowns. Alabama's never had a bowl loss quite like this, ever. Talked about the rematch that is in store in Atlanta. This was the game October 11th. This pick 6 tied the game up. Oregon had momentum. The place was going crazy. Mendoza calmly drove them down the field. Some great throws.
I mean, that's the fucking nuts on this guy, right?
And then that
In Oregon.
back shoulder to Surratt, the ball batted in the air, and the interception seals it.
That's tough, bro.
That's when I think the nation really began to be aware, hey, the Big Ten's got 3 really.
Drive it down, not game stealing, the game stealing pick, but game winning drive by the quarterback and the offense at large.
And like we talked about this morning on game day.
Now this rematch, I gotta check that out, right?
And early in this broadcast, this is a different Indiana team because they're battle tested, going to Oregon, going to Penn State, going to Iowa, beating Ohio State for a Big Ten championship, their first outright since 1945. So they come into the postseason very different than where they were a year ago.
Austin Mack looked like he was struggling to get off the field. The last time goes back out there, the backup. You don't see Ty Simpson on the sidelines. That big shot. Now he's back out here from the locker room. His equipment.
It's over.
Been taken off. That big shot in the back that forced the fumble. Not really able to throw the ball comfortably after that.
Damn. It's over indeed. Knocked their quarterback out of the game. I mean, you are killing them at this point, Indiana.
Very, very.
Just.
For him, sad ending to this season.
Is Ty Simpson a senior? It'd be a tough way to go out.
Some conversation whether or not he will.
And I've always said, though, I would rather get blown out in the last game than lose a close one. When I was a senior in high school, we lost our final game in a close game. I was crying. There were people crying. I'm man enough to admit that. You know, I'm not too much of a machismo, tough, macho guy to say I was fucking crying after I knew it was the last time I was going to put on a fucking helmet. Because I fucking sucked and wasn't going to play in college. You know what I mean? That shit hurt, bro. And it was close. Like, the whole game, we were like, oh, my God, we're going to win. But, boom, you lose. It's over. No more practice. Go try out for wrestling. Shit was fucking ass.
Year at Alabama, I know you believe.
But, yeah, I would rather have been, like, from the beginning of the game, been like, okay, well, we're cooked. You know what I mean? At least you kind of have time to digest it. And yeah, that happened my sophomore year. It was a close game. When we lost, my junior year was a close game in the playoffs, and then my senior year was a close game. So it was just heartbreak after heartbreak. And we were like the favorites most of those years too to win the state championship. And then they won three straight state championships right after I left. Not that I was like this hoss on the team, right? I was pretty much just ass, but still love football, man. It just sucks to not be able to play, you know what I mean? Like, not to be able to play anymore. But, hey, man, look, this reaction's over. Clearly, this game got away from Alabama. Indiana took control, dominated start to finish. Maybe not exactly start to finish, but probably from the looks of it, immediately after those first 2 series on to the finish. Alabama, not the same without Saban. Not trying to take away from DeBoer, but he's not Nick Saban, right? This team is not the same. There's a whole different energy. You know, they have the same uniforms on, but they're not killers the way they were when Nick Saban was around. And Indiana, man, this is a unique team. I mean, extremely balanced, very productive, very technically sound, fundamental, good football team it looks like, all around, every position. Not the most talented guys, but they're still going to whoop your ass. And they're actually the best team. It looks like they are the best team. You know, they're not underdogs because they're undersized. They are, you know, they're the favorites despite their lack of obvious dominance physically, which is impressive. That speaks a lot to coaching and player buy-in discipline from these guys, character. It says a lot about a lot of different things. And it's intimidating, honestly. So that's good. Love it. I mean, that's my alma mater. I'm not that invested, I'll be honest, in college football. But, I would like the chance to cheer for my alma mater in the national championship game. So let's see how that goes, man. But other than that, we are done. Let me know what else to respond to and react to in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And God bless, man. All right, peace. Love y'all.